The WRC has arrived in Wales, which means it's goodbye to the 2010 season, and it's also farewell to the current evolution of the WRC car. Next season, it's all new cars, which will make for an exciting new era for the WRC. But this weekend, the rally world will be taking time to remember the cars that have been with us for the past 13 years. And there were plenty of familiar faces as Ford held a function to celebrate the last outing for the Focus, which topped the podium 44 times.
It's been a nice car to drive. You know the car so well, you know exactly what it's doing. And now you just like you are moving from your house to a new house, and you don't know how you should put the things. So we have a new generation cars coming up, and you need to start working with those. But on the other hand, it's time to move on. Say goodbye for the Focus. Enjoy the last moments with the car over here.
For sure, I'm gonna miss it, but because I have a lot of very good memories with this car. I won a lot of rallies, a few championships. I'm also happy to start something new. It's like when we stopped from the Xara and we came to the C4. Yeah, I missed the Xara, but a few rallies after I won with the C4, and so I hope we will be able to do the same with the GS3.
So Wales will provide the last battleground for these cars, and with Loeb already confirmed as champion, the hottest part of this contest will be the fight for second place in the drivers' title race between Sébastien Ogier, Jari-Matti Latvala and Petter Solberg.
I think Petter and Jari-Matti are always fast here, and they love this rally, so it will be difficult for me, but I have an advantage compared to him. I don't need to win, so I can look a bit what they do and just try to get the result I need for the championship.
And it would be a big bonus to get that second, but there is a hard work to keep that third place even, because Petter Solberg is pushing very hard.
I come here to get third. If we get second, that's just a plus, but I know this rally well, and I like the roads a lot, so I just really hope we can get a proper clean run, and I'm sure it will be a massive fight, you know, to beat the factory teams here like Latvala and Ogier. It is going to be tricky.
This is how things stand. Loeb is way out in front as champion, but there's still that second place to fight for. Ogier will be looking over his shoulder as the gravel aces of Latvala and Solberg are just 11 and 16 points behind him. So this is where we are. The rally is based in the Welsh capital, Cardiff, with the stages situated in the valleys and hills to the north of the city. There are 20 stages in all, totaling just under 360 kilometres. The final rally of the season got underway in the darkness of Thursday evening. The mayor of Cardiff waving off world champion Sébastien Loeb into stage one. Attention soon switched to the three-way battle for second. Sébastien Ogier quicker than both Latvala and Petter Solberg in the opening test. The Frenchman wasn't the fastest overall though. That honour went to Ogier's compatriot and teammate Loeb, the former Rally GB winner, quicker than Ogier by 7/10 of a second. The cars head 170 kilometres north of Cardiff into mid-Wales for day one. There are 6 stages in total, the first of which is Hafren at 32 kilometres. It's the longest of the rally with a mixture of tight, twisty and flat-out sections. There's a quick sprint through the short, sweet lamb, and then the crews tackle My Herring. 28 kilometres of very fast-flowing gravel. These are all repeated in the afternoon. Typical cold, blustery conditions await the crews for the rally proper on Friday morning, and what a stage it is to get us started. Hafren is the longest test of the rally, and its smooth flowing roads will provide an enticing challenge for the drivers to attack. World champion and rally leader after the previous evening's super special, Sébastien Loeb, is up first, so here we go. For the last time, the current era of 2-litre WRC cars are into action. A really wide flowing road from the outset here, but on this damp, muddy surface, grip levels will be really difficult to judge.
Droiti, 132 mètres, attention, droite 140 moins, mi tard, sur gauche 140 moins.
The first of the men fighting for second place in the championship is next into the stage, and it's been quite a year for Sébastien Ogier. 26-year-old has already claimed his first 2 victories in 2010 and holds that crucial 11-point advantage in the race for the runner-up spot behind Loeb.
100 mètres derrière, frein gauche 130 plus tenir, 130 plus tenir sur droite 140, bref 60 mètres.
The first man hoping to overhaul Ogier in the Drivers' Championship is Jari-Matti Latvala. The Finn made his WRC debut on these roads 8 years ago at the tender age of 17, and these sweeping gravel roads should be well suited to the Finn as he begins his pursuit of the Sebastians. Another man who should have a big part to play this weekend is Petter Solberg. The Norwegian privateer is the third man hoping to claim silver in the championship race and holds a formidable record in Great Britain. The 2003 world champion is tied with Hannu Mikkola as the driver with the best Rally GB record with 4 victories.
Following
Solberg into Hafren's breathtaking roads is Dani Sordo. The Spaniard staged a thrilling fight with Petter a couple of weeks ago on his home rally, but here in wet and windy Wales, the Citroën Junior driver isn't quite as comfortable. Dani already a couple of seconds off the pace through the early sectors. Another driver looking surprisingly tentative is Mikko Hirvonen. The BP4 driver is a former winner of this challenging event and is always a threat in the Welsh forests, but the Finn's recent slump in confidence seems to be continuing. He too is not quite on the pace. Up ahead in the stage, Sébastien Loeb is still flying through Hafren's sweeping corners. Incredibly muddy in places. This really is classic Rally GB action. The first pass through the event's longest test is cleared. Let's have a word with the world champion at the stop control.
It was difficult. I had a good start, I think, but then I've done a few mistakes and a few moments because it's a lot of grip changing. Then I calmed a bit the rhythm, but I think I was a bit slow at the end.
A challenging start in Wales then. Latvala is pushing hard to try and beat Loeb's time. The four-man looking really committed here. Into the flying finish, he should be quicker. Yes, that's a really strong start to the rally for Jari. He storms past Loeb on the leaderboard and is now 2.4 seconds ahead.
It was quite a good start. Luckily it's been trying out since the recce and the grip was better than I expected. Some places of course it was very, very slippy, but generally many places it was better than I expected.
A good start for one of the second place chasing drivers, with Ogier not able to match the pace of Latvala. Petter Solberg is next to complete the stage. And Petter doesn't disappoint on one of his favourite events, just over a second slower than Jari-Matti. The Citroën driver climbs up 2 places on the leaderboard. Stunning views across the Welsh landscape here, but no time for Petter to enjoy the scenery. He's right on the limit as he searches for grip. There's been much speculation recently on Kimi Raikkonen's plans for next season. The former F1 champion is expected to stay in rallying after what's been a difficult debut year in the WRC, but what car he'll be driving is still unknown. After a frustrating shakedown crash in Spain, it's a cautious getaway from Kimi. Fellow WRC rookie Ken Block has also discovered how challenging the world's top level of rallying is this year. The American is in a replacement car after damaging a Focus in a pre-event test and is running in 12th place after stage 2. There is a Ford at the top of the standings though. Jari-Matti Latvala is the new leader. He's just a second ahead of Petter Solberg, with Loeb slipping to 3rd and Ogier now 4th. Dani Sordo and Mikko Hirvonen round off the top 6. There's still plenty more action to come from a wet and wild Wales, where the top 4 are separated by just over 4 seconds. Welcome back to Wales, where Rally GB is throwing up its typically treacherous conditions. Jari-Matti Latvala is the early leader, closely followed by Petter Solberg. The next of these mid-Wales stages is the spectator-friendly blast through the Sweet Lamb complex. Thousands have defied the inclement weather to pack into this natural amphitheatre to witness the cars fly through Sweet Lamb's famous water splashes. Latvala sending the mud flying.
20, oikein 4 yli hypyn, Sido. 20, oikein 2 yli hypyn, Sido. 20, oikein 5 läpi joen pitkä. Heti oikein 3, älä.
Gary smashing through the second crossing there.
Jatko oikein 1.
It has been a slightly cautious run through stage 3 for Jari though, and immediately it's been pounced upon by Sebastian Loeb.
Sur frein pour 60 mètres, gauche sur 30 mètres, gauche 110. Et gauche 130 mètres. Droite ferme 130 plus long.
Oh, and you can see just how hard Seb's pushing. He's clattered that bank. Very lucky there's no damage to the tyre or his charge to the top of the leaderboard. Petter Solberg has also taken advantage of Latvala's slightly off-par performance.
Into.
Despite a gear selection problem, Petter is second fastest behind Loeb in this 4-kilometre stage, and the Norwegian also passes Jari-Matti on the leaderboard.
Okay.
Immediately following Sweet Lamb is another Rally GB Classic through the sinuous bends of My Herrin. Latvala claims his second fastest time of the day and immediately charges back into the top spot.
Jari quickest through here so far, again a 33.3.
Yeah, it was good. Havren and My Herrin have been going very well. It's just saying that in a Sweet Lamb we got the water to the engine on the second of the water blasts, and we lost a few seconds with that, but generally driving is going quite good.
Well, using Virtual Spectator we can illustrate just how costly that water splash issue was for Latvala. The impact from the water hitting the engine is instantaneous. Jari-Matti dropping away from Loeb. It takes a few hundred metres to clear, and with the engine misfiring, crucial seconds are lost to his rival. Sébastien Ogier, meanwhile, isn't quite able to match the pace of the top 3 through the 28 kilometres of My Herrin. The Frenchman loses a few more seconds to the front runners, with Latvala leading and Ogier currently 4th. As things stand, he would lose second place in the championship to the Finn. Well, Latvala's lost and regained the lead in the morning loop. He's now just 1.4 seconds ahead of Loeb. It's all still very tight though. Just over 7 seconds separate the top 4 before a close fight for 5th between Sordo and Hirvonen. Next for the crews is a quick break from the action at the remote service stop in a rather wind-swept Built Wells. Limited resources for the waiting mechanics and more of a takeaway feel for the driver's lunch.
First blood to you then in this bid for second place in the championship. Are you feeling the pressure at all?
No, I don't want to think about it too much. I know it's just it's a good fight going on, and but I'm enjoying. Honestly, I'm enjoying the driving. The conditions are better than for many years, and it's actually very enjoyable to drive at the moment.
The conditions are really tricky. It's really difficult to find the right rhythm. Sometimes you push, then I had some moments, so then I was a bit more careful and I lost again some time. So it's really difficult to stay on the road here and to be fast.
But for Petter Solberg, the concern is not the battle, but his ailing C4. Because it's a remote service, he has no spare parts, so his mechanics have to see if they can fix both the starter motor and the gear selection problems.
It's very tight down there, it's very difficult to reach. So they are taking away a lot of things there, and with the temperature and everything, it's not easy, but I think the guys have fixed it. The guys are very good, you know. So but the gearbox thing, I don't know. That looks difficult. Maybe I have to drive manually, you know. So it's not the best, but I will find out now.
It has been an impressive effort from this privateer outfit. They seem to have fixed both issues, so Solberg should be free to attack the afternoon loop. With the rain still lashing down, it's going to be a tough afternoon for crews as well as the spectators, and it's back to Hafren next. Sebastian Loeb under starter's orders. What a daunting prospect this must be in these conditions. Mud spraying as the C4 searches for traction. Although may have actually had better grip than his rivals in the opening pass, with the dirty top layer of gravel providing more friction. This shinier, clean line now will be just as slippery for Seb as it is for the rest. The early sectors aren't looking too promising for the world champion. Rally leader Jari-Matti Latvala is also hard at work in the fast-flowing early part of the stage. See just how wet the surface is from his bumper cam. And a big slide there. He's still topping the timesheets at the moment. And after winning this stage in the morning run, Jari is again right on the limit in Hafren. We really do have a terrific fight on display here in this last outing for the current evolution of World Rally Cars before the sweeping technical changes in 2011. Solberg's last victory was in Wales 5 years ago, and he's desperate to make a winning finish to the year.
Magnus opens half long, keep in the 6th right.
Better normally excels in such nasty conditions, but it's not a great run for him in Hafren. He's over 3 seconds slower than Latvala. Further back, Danny Sordo is still duelling with Mikko Hirvonen for 5th. He's just 2 seconds ahead coming into stage 5. Whoa, and a massive spin for Danny. How on earth did he get away with that? He was in 6th gear there. Sordo and co-driver Diego Vallejo incredibly lucky. Unsurprisingly though, he's lost a few seconds in this pass through Hafren, and he slips behind Hirvonen to 6th. He must be a bit rattled after that close call.
To make a really nice spin for television. I think in 6th gear we take a ride, and the car slide a lot all the time, and after we brake, and after the car slided for the other side. So, but after I'm in the middle of the road in the good direction, but in 5th gear, so the car is stopping.
Sébastien Ogier is still playing his part in this 4-way fight for the lead. After crashing out heavily in his last 2 visits to Wales, he's showing impressive spirit in his latest outing. Ogier claims his first stage win of the weekend in this second pass through Hafren. Latvala still leads the way, but it's all changed behind. Loeb slipped 2 places to 4th, with Solberg replacing him in 2nd, and Ogier moving up to 3rd after his fastest time. Further back, Hirvonen and Sordo have swapped places after the Spaniard's high-speed spin. So Latvala leads, but there's still plenty more drama ahead here in Wales. Join us again after the break for the final stages of day 1. Welcome back to Wales Rally GB. We'll get back to the fight for top honours shortly, but first, an update on the championship decider in the SWRC.
The championship is still up for grabs in the Super 2000 World Rally Championship, and just 9 points separate the top 3 drivers. Leader Chevy Pons got off to a poor start in Wales. The Spaniard was pushing as hard as he could, but the naturally aspirated Super 2000 Fiesta engine wasn't matching the times of the others competing. 4th was the best he could muscle by the close. Next in line was Jari Kettemar. The Finn placed 2nd in the championship, and in Wales was getting used to the slippery conditions. There was more to come from the 31-year-old, but thought a cautious approach to the start of the rally was the best policy. Patrick Sandell was also on the pace. However, a disastrous afternoon put the Swede down to last of the 7 competing, having suffered power steering problems. Patrick will have to take heart that 2 days and 230 kilometres still remain, and anything can happen in the Welsh countryside. SWRC regular Mikel Kosciuszko hit a rock on stage 4, costing the pole 2.5 minutes. Mikel eventually ended the day just ahead of Sandell in 6th. Disqualified winner from 2009, Evan Brynilton loves the conditions in Wales, but the competition was stiffer than he expected. Nevertheless, he still finished the day a creditable 3rd. Leading the Premier Support Championship was the guest driver of Andreas Mikkelsen. This is Andreas' 3rd time to the rally, even though the Norwegian is just 21. 6 stage wins out of 7 for Mikkelsen, with 2 days still to go in the SWRC. There's confirmation of the leaderboard. Kettemar 32.8 seconds behind Mikkelsen, and as things stand, Pons is the championship by 1 point. Sandell will be in third, overtaking Prokop, who does not compete here.
Battles going on up and down the leaderboard then, and there's plenty to be fought over at the bottom end of the top 10 too. Matt Wilson is the leading local driver. Stobart Ford man running in 9th place despite this stall. He is rapidly closing on Subaru privateer Mads Osberg on this wet and wild opening afternoon. Henning Solberg is back in a WRC car after running in an S2000 Fiesta in the recent tarmac rounds. Remarkably, the focus he's using is the very same that was flattened by privateer Frigate Turan a few weeks ago in Spain. Henning's currently 7th. And Khaled Al-Qasimi is surviving the worst the Welsh weather can throw at him. The Abu Dhabi-based driver is running in 14th. Back to that intense four-way fight at the front now, though. Can Jari-Matti Latvala maintain the incredible pace he's been setting all day? It is a slightly cautious run through Sweet Lamb again from Jari, and Loeb is back up to speed. The Frenchman makes up over 4 seconds on the leader in stage 6 with another fastest time. Loeb surges up 2 places to second. As you can see, though, conditions not getting any better.
Et bosse 4 moins vers droite sur frein pour 60 mètres droite sans long d'anguet. Ouvre et ferme 110 plus. Sur gauche à fond Milo.
The pressure beginning to build on the leader then. Latvala really pushing in the day's final stage in My Herrin. Oh, but that was a big knock from Ford's Flying Finn. And that impact has knocked his tyre off the rim. It's still very early in this 28-kilometre stage, and frustratingly for Jari-Matti and co-driver Mika Antila, it's already beginning to cause problems. Jari really struggling. It's rapidly become a case of damage limitation. By the end of the stage, over a minute has been lost. The rally lead is long gone. Shocking luck at the end of the day there for the Ford man.
It seems in the maybe 5Ks from the start, I hit the bank. I had a problem with the vision. I couldn't see the corner so well, and because the windscreen was getting steam up, and then I hit the bank, and I thought I had a drive shaft problem, but it seems that I had a puncture.
With Latvala hemorrhaging time, the four-way fight is down to 3. Petter Solberg has always thrived on the Welsh mud.
5 left plus half long, tight 3 plus tight 2 half long.
You can hear there his gear selection problems have returned, but even so, it's been another strong run through the day's final stage, and Petter is still very much in the hunt for that elusive 14th victory.
There's 4 left, minus over crest. Okay. Smell the gearbox oil? Yeah.
Petter not happy, but chasing win number 3 meanwhile is Sébastien Ogier. Citroen's exciting new talent is defying the terrible conditions to lie less than 2 seconds behind Solberg at the end of the first day. Well, Latvala's final stage nightmare sees him slip from the top spot all the way down to 6th. He's now 1 minute and 7 seconds behind Loeb. It's all still to play for, though, with the top 3 separated by just 3.6 seconds. Given and Sordo are up to 4th and 5th following Latvala's puncture. Back at service in Cardiff, though, Petter Solberg reflects on a difficult day.
And when changing from 2nd to 3rd, it goes to 5th. And then I have it in 5th, it goes to neutral. So I lost a massive amount of time, even if it doesn't look on the stage time. I can tell you I lost maybe 10-15 seconds, you know.
At the end of the day, it's a good day for me. I'm 3rd tonight, and especially with the puncture of Jari-Matti, now it's very good operation for me for the championship. So now I have to drive, continue to drive like this until the end. But I know it will be difficult. It's always a difficult rally and very tricky.
It has been a really difficult day. A lot of mud in the stages, very slippery in the first loop, a lot of rain in the second loop. So it was really hard work and really tricky.
The final fling for the current WRC cars is certainly not disappointing. You can follow the three-way fight for the last win of the season as it happens on WRC.com. Make sure you join us again tomorrow for the Day 2 highlights.